Peace, fam. Welcome back to the show. I missed y'all dearly. I know y'all like, where I've been. I mean, I've been around, man. I had things going on, and it's only been a week. But, I've been pretty consistent up until now. I missed my first week, but we're here now. And welcome back. So, anybody who has tuned into the show so far knows that my podcast is pretty heavily steeped in mental health topics. And it'll continue to be that way. But every once in a while, I feel compelled to react to certain things that happen on social media, real life, on the news, things like that. And naturally, I'm not a reactionary type of person. I like to let stuff marinate for a little bit. I don't like just coming off the cuff, coming with a hot take or something like that. I think all that stuff is corny, but if that's your lane, by all means, stay in it if it's working for you. But I like to let stuff marinate for a second. And I was letting this situation with this gentleman, I don't know if y'all heard about the situation, a gentleman by the name of Derrick, Jaxn, a famous, he's internet famous, author, YouTuber, social media darling. I think you can add fraud to the one of his titles as well. Well, what happened was, to keep this story brief, if you want to get more details about it, just Google it or YouTube it, Derrick Jaxn. But this guy recently got caught cheating on his wife with another chick, and that was going on for a couple of months. It reached the internet, so everything got exposed, and he decided to go on his YouTube channel to apologize to all of his followers. He didn't do it alone, though. He actually brought his wife with him. His wife named Denai. And, they was there hand in hand. She was showing support for her man. And he was apologizing to his followers, saying that, I haven't been living my life underneath the terms of which I tell you guys how you should live your relationships and things of that nature, man. Pretty much apologizing to his fan base and his wife at the same time. All the while, his wife sitting there looking like a POW. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. She looked like a prisoner of war. I mean, I don't know what was going on at R. Kelly house, but I imagine like some of the women probably had the same face. It just looked very, very awkward. Now, her stance was, she knew about this thing months ago. She decided to give him another shot. They're both like God-fearing Christians, and she felt like this was a perfect opportunity to test the strength of their relationship, strength of their marriage, and move forward in that some weird way that this was a battle between good and evil or something like that. She's a special human being. If you want to listen to her response, she did the interview with him where she had something to say about it, and she also did another video where she explains why she's deciding to stay with him. All that is y'all business. I really don't care. Personally, people get cheated on every day, B. So it really doesn't matter to me. But I felt like anytime you got situations, especially when they go quote unquote viral, there's always like a learning opportunity there. And some of the stuff that's going on in their situation brings me back to situations that I've given some, deep thought to in the past. And I figured now, since I got my own podcast, that I could actually talk about it with you guys and maybe, help somebody out. Or maybe we could talk about it together and figure this thing out. Because there's just certain things that's just confusing to me, man. I don't understand what the hell is going on. One of the things I don't understand is especially when people are in high-profile relationships. Obviously, when you get caught cheating, the offending party feels the need to go online and issue an apology to everybody. If that's what you want to do for you and your brand, I get it. Go ahead, do you. I know that you got a bag to protect or whatever like that. But man, like the women, when it's a woman, man, when it's a woman and she's taking part in the apology and they sitting there holding a man's hand, it just looked bad, man. I don't know about y'all, but I feel some type of way about it. Like, it just looks creepy to me. It's like you got the offended party and the offender sitting there holding hands. And one person is talking about how sorry they are. And it's like, I can't wrap my head around it. More times than not, it's the woman, right? And, you know, they're in a situation where they feel like they need to show solidarity and, you know, support their man or whatever like that. Granted, most of us will probably never be in a position where we have to issue a public apology in regards to, you know, infidelity and things of that nature. But, I mean, well, if you are, you that famous, God bless you. And you need to tell everybody about Mondo Matters on your Instagram, Facebooks, and Twitters. But that's neither here nor there. But to feel like you need to go to the length of, you know what, I need to address this via YouTube, Instagram, or Facebook Live, or Twitter, or something like that, all well and good. But from the woman's perspective, I kind of use the analogy like we had a boxing match, right? You got two combatants. One just got their ass whooped. And in the post-fight interview, you sitting up there with the winner, holding hands, talking about, yeah, I'm just showing support for the winner. That's really how it looks to me, man. Like, maybe I'm missing something, but I just hate seeing women being put in that position. So I had posed a question online. I took to Facebook. So I had posed the question out there. Like, I don't get it. Somebody kind of explain it to me. A friend of mine, Eddie Porter, has said, to make it more believable, perception, image, the brand, and how would it look saying the wife accepted my apology, but she's not there right now? Like I said, if you're in a position where social media is your bag, I totally understand it, and I get it. You probably want to protect that bag. And if you are the woman in that situation where you feel like, yo, I plan on staying with this dude, whatever he been doing online has been making a lot of money and it supports our family, let me go up there, hold hands with him, show solidarity, show support. I get that bit. All right. But it still look bad though. So I get the whole thing about the image. I get the whole thing about the brand. I don't quite understand the argument about the perception of it. If my wife or girlfriend cheated on me, I could give a damn about perception at that moment in time. We got bigger issues than perception at that point, right? Matter of fact, if you're looking at it from the situation where I don't want to put my man in a situation where he got to go up there and apologize and he gonna be looking like a fool, well, that's exactly how he should be looking. He should be looking like a fool. I'm gonna need you to feel like an asshole and be embarrassed this one time on your own. Go have fun. In their situation, they got kids. I'll take care of the kids. I'm taking care of the crib. I got my own job. I got my own source of income or something like that. I'm gonna focus on me right now. You go ahead and handle your followers. I mean, you support your family with this, but that's your thing. I could give a damn about how you look right now. Another one of my followers, who I think I know, but I'm not quite sure, had responded and said, in my humble opinion, one of the purposes of the wife is to support her husband. Now, when a husband does something good, usually the wife is there to support him. Now, when two people get married, they say vows like, I will honor you through the good and bad, through richer and poorer. Now, statistically, women take these vows more seriously than men. I don't know about that one. So when the man does something contrary to the commitment to the wife, decides to forgive, she is giving an example to staying true to her vows that she made. I feel like this world has a bad habit of looking at things negatively instead of positively. Women are stronger than we get credit for, and to stand by the man that betrays you takes great strength and should be applauded. At the end of the day, what happens after that is between that man and that woman. Let's just consider that as an option. I mean, I totally agree with that. Everything that's going on between you and your husband is between you and your husband. Not the 750,000 followers you have subscribed to your YouTube channel or the 1.3 million you got on your Instagram. It's got nothing to do with them. Because if that dude worked at FedEx and she was making sliders at White Castles, we would have never heard about this. He wouldn't have took to Instagram. They were trying to protect their bag. They were trying to protect their brand. At least as far as I can tell. Now with her, while she went up there, she's a little bit of a what's the word I'm looking for? She a little bit of a strange cookie if you look at her Instagram page. So I don't quite understand that. I understand people who are into religion. There's some people that take it a little bit too far, but she might be one of those. But at the end of the day, I kind of feel like you hit the nail on the head when you said it. That's y'all marriage. How y'all handle it is y'all business. But when you do these public apologies, or you go into excruciating details about exactly what happened, now you're making it a public thing. So it's going to be dissected up and down, where people are just going to be picking apart everything you said, your body language, your history, and stuff like that. And even in this case, it's even weird because now he kind of came into fame actually writing books about cheating, or writing a book about cheating. And he wrote this book after he cheated on her before in the past when they was in college. So I'm like, this whole thing is strange, y'all. I just don't get it, man. I really don't. But as far as like women taking part in the public apology, obviously nobody's asking for my opinion in that choice. But man, I would implore you, if you ever in a situation where your dude cheated on you, and it's time for him to apologize, and he feel the need to go online and address it, go do something else. Go get busy. Make a Target run or something like that. I don't really see a need for you to be there. Like, your support for your man is not going to be swayed any way about your appearance in the video. Like, the hard work is going to be happening behind the scenes anyway. So it's sort of like, we don't need to see you, the victim, sitting up there next to the person that did you dirty. To me, it's just a bad look. But I could be totally wrong. But I'm just talking about from an image perspective. It just doesn't look good to me. I just hate saying it. The other two things that I quickly wanted to discuss is, one, be careful who you guru with. And two, give some of our female listeners out there, and hopefully if the advice you feel is solid, you can share this on your social medias and let somebody else know if you feel like what I'm saying is justified. The other thing is giving tips to women about dealing with cheating men from a man's perspective. All right. So obviously, let's talk about watching who you guru with. Right. It's a lot of quote unquote gurus out there. It's a lot of quote unquote financial experts. It's a lot of quote unquote relationship experts. It's a lot of quote unquote life coaches. It's a lot of quote unquote fitness gurus out there. Yo, do like your job did. Do a background check, please. Because we getting out of hand, man. This is crazy. I get social media is like running our life. I understand that. Well, running some people's lives. But you got to be careful and consider the source, as somebody once told me one time. You get what I mean? It's nothing worse than when something polluted gets into the water supply. You get what I mean? So please stop taking relationship advice from people with no background in psychology, counseling, marriage, and family therapy. This dude, Derrick Jaxn, has a degree in sales. This dude is a con artist, y'all. This dude's first book was about cheating after he cheated on his girl. And then he cheated again. And he tried to profit off cheating on her again by putting it on YouTube. And not only that, just an aside, because I just think it's funny, yo. The dude put out a reaction video to his apology, speaking in the third person, like he wasn't there. Oh, man, yo. I'm so confused. I don't know where I'm at, yo. I don't know where I am. Are we on Earth? But careful who you guru with. Another guy out there that I hear talking is this guy, Kevin Samuels. He also parades himself as like a relationship guru, expert, life coach. He got all the answers. To me, another fraud. I mean, obviously, he dresses well. I mean, you could YouTube or go to his Instagram and Facebook. Kevin Samuels is his name. But yeah, he fancies himself a relationship expert as well. This dude is an image consultant, and he went to the University of Oklahoma for chemical engineering. I don't have a degree in chemical engineering, but damn it, I don't think they talking about like male-female chemistry. I'm thinking they talking about like the periodic table, something like that. At least as far as I know. Somebody could correct me if I'm wrong, but at least as far as I can tell, that's how it is. What the hell gives you the levity, the room to be like, oh yeah, let me give you some advice on your marriage that you've been married 19 years. What the hell gives you the right to tell somebody whether or not they should or should not stay with somebody in a relationship, or whether or not you're a suitable candidate for anybody? You gotta watch these people, man, because people taking these people word for heart, and they scamming out there. I mean, Patreon, Cash App, these guys are asking for donations. They having live chats going on YouTube and Instagram and Twitch, asking people for money to read their answers. Are we serious? Are we serious? So, what should you do? Instead of listening to the Derrick Jaxns, the Kevin Samuels, insert another popular person who gives relationship advice on Instagram and YouTube, you need to go out there, find you an elder that really love you, that really care about you, that got your best interest at heart, and then ask them for advice. Not somebody that looking at you like you're just a username on the screen. You get what I mean? This dude, Derrick Jaxn, was giving relationship advice through his 20s. I'm sorry, sir. You are not tenured enough to give me advice about relationships. Especially with your history. And lastly, I want to talk about dealing with the cheating man from a man's perspective. Now, the irony of this whole situation is the first book that this guy, Derrick Jaxn, wrote was about that very same topic for the most part. Now, it's a lot of gray area out there as far as what constitutes cheating or not. Some people feel like, the physical stuff counts, but not necessarily the emotional. Others may feel like, physical or emotional cheating is the same when it comes to those two. I kind of fall on that school of thought as well. Like, if you cheating on me physically, obviously that's a no-go. But if you cheating on me emotionally too, like you confiding in somebody else about our marriage and things of that nature, yeah, as far as I'm concerned, that's not as bad, but it's bad enough to warrant, termination or something like that. But dealing with cheating, let's just say in the physical sense is concerned, you got to understand there's levels to the game out there, ladies. You get what I mean? So what I mean when I say levels to the game, it does matter what happened. All right. Many women who I know have given men second, third, fourth, fifth chances. So some sound advice if you ever in a situation where you get cheated on again. All right. I hope that doesn't happen to you, but let's say it happens again. How you should conduct yourself, at least as far as my opinion is concerned. Right. You need to sit that man down. You need to get every single detail of the transgression. Where he met the person. What was the nature of the things that happened leading up to? Right? What's her backstory? Is she involved with somebody else? Where was it going down at? When was you doing it? Were you using protection? Does they have any history of STDs? Did you cheat on me with somebody who's out of their mind, cuckoo crazy, and I got to worry about the safety of myself or our family? Does this person know our address? Know where we live at? Have you ever had sex in our house with this person? Have you ever been on a trip with this person? Have you been telling this person that You're with them. All that stuff matters. Now we talk about the safety of families, safeties of individuals at this point. It's all well and good. You can take a man back until he bring an STD in the crib, or he get another girl pregnant. You get what I mean? Or he cheat on you with some crazy broad that live on a number street, and she come back to your crib swinging that thing. You get what I mean? So you need to get every single detail. Take control of your emotions if you can. Take control of the situation. We're going to sit down and have an honest conversation about what you've been doing out here dirty, sir. So that's the first thing. All right? The second thing you need to worry about is don't offer to take them back so soon afterward, even if you intend to. All right? You may get the details of it. He'd be like, babe, I had a moment of weakness. I was out in Vegas with the boys. I got a little faded. We went back to the room. I was damn near blacking out or whatever like that. I found myself in a situation where I had a one night stand or whatever like that, and it happened. And maybe you're in a situation where you got a forgiving heart and you just a nice lady like that, and you like, you know what? I can see myself forgiving him. Don't let him know that. Do not let him know that. It's time to put that work in. All right. So you need to hold all the cards because you got them. All right. Let that soak in for a while. All right. So you're accomplishing two things. You're letting that hurt soak in or whatever like that. They gotta sit in that sting for a little bit. They gotta let that thing sting. The other thing you're doing is you're giving the man the opportunity to think about what they want. All right. You stepped out on me. You did this thing. You was having an affair. You had a one night stand or whatever like that. And you saying that you want to stay here with me in this relationship. I'm going to need you to figure out what you want out of our relationship if I do take you back. And on top of that, when you make up your mind, if it is to stay in this relationship and make it work, I need you to come with a full-fledged, bulletproof plan on what you plan on doing to rectify the situation going forward. So this never happens again. Also, with the caveat of saying that you got full rights as the woman, as the wife, as the girlfriend to be like, I'm in your phone whenever I feel like it. I'm in your text messages whenever I feel like it. At least for the time being. Because whatever trust we had is now broken. And now you're disturbing my peace. So if I got to do whatever I got to do to get peace of mind, I'm going to do so. Because, dealing with trifling people, you got to take, drastic action sometimes. They need to present a full plan on how they plan on conducting themselves going forward. If you let them know that, we can just get back together, I forgive you, whatever like that, this dude not going to come back with no plan. He's just going to be like, you know what, I'm going to maintain, I'm going to be on my best behavior, and, I'm going to try to do my best. That's not a plan. Doing your best is not a plan. He needs to have a plan of attack. Are y'all going to seek therapy, seek counseling, whatever like that? Is he going to change something in his day-to-day or whatever like that? Maybe he was cheating on you with a coworker. Is it time to switch jobs? Are you cool with him working there? Going in the break room with her again? Like, you got to think about all these things. Other thing you need to consider. It does matter how that man cheated on you. Okay? J Optics, what are you talking about when you say that? What I mean when I say it does matter how he cheated, it does matter whether or not it was a one-night stand. It does matter whether or not it was an affair. But more importantly, it matters what he said to the woman as far as y'all's relationship is concerned. Or how y'all marriage was. Right? Let me tell you something right now, ladies. If you get any indication that a man cheated on you, and while doing so, he told the other woman that y'all aren't together, or he's single, y'all not married or something like that, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. You can't disown somebody and then go back to owning them. You already crossed the line. That's treason. You can't live in this country no more. You get what I mean? Like, a guy doesn't go that far to perfectly say, oh, well, yeah, I'm not married. Taking his ring off or whatever like that. Or, nah, I'm not in a relationship. We broke up. We separated right now. So he's lying on you. He making it way worse. He making a situation that's bad even worse. You know what I mean? As far as I'm concerned, there's no coming back from that. You can't come back from that. You told some other broad that I don't exist romantically in your life. We cannot reconcile that. Ladies, I'm trying to give you some game. That's just how I feel, but that to me is just common sense. If you get any indication, even if you gotta do your thug thizzle and contact the woman, did he tell you about me? Did you know about us? If she say yes and he still did it, you can do the math on that going forward. But if he like, well, I never knew about you, or he said y'all broke up, or y'all ain't together, or y'all was on a break, and it's a lie, I'm sorry, dog. You was done. You done. You can't flip a switch on commitment. It don't work like that. You either all the way in or you all the way out. But that's really all I got for y'all, man. I'm not, like I said, I'm really not with the reactionary stuff. I'll leave that to other people. But I felt like this was a good teaching moment. Also, I told y'all before, if you've been listening to the podcast, that I kind of wanted to, dip my toes into kind of doing these shorter episodes. That's a little bit more lighter. You know what I mean? Take a little bit of the edge off from the heavy stuff that we talk about normally. So once I saw this situation online with this guy, Derrick Jaxn, it just boggled my mind how much of a scam artist, narcissistic fraud this dude is. And you really got some women in some of these forums that's on some he just made a mistake. He been making mistakes. What are you talking about? But anywho, before I get back into a whole nother thing about that subject, that'll be the end of this episode, y'all. It was a quick one. I'm going to be doing some more of these quick ones in between the longer episodes. I got a great interview coming up with a special guest that you might know from a previous episode. We're going to be talking about something that's very, very, very interesting. And if you watch the show on TV, This Is Us, I'll give you a clue. It's about Randall and who he decides to do therapy with. We have a mean conversation about the race of the person that you're seeking counsel with and whether or not that really matters or not. And if you do decide to go outside of your race, whether or not you need to start asking some very, very, very specific questions before you decide on that doctor. I'm looking forward to that episode coming up. The feedback has been great, man. As far as everything I've been hearing about the show, as far as the content is concerned, everybody's been telling me that they're enjoying it. So I appreciate it. I appreciate every single share. I appreciate every single like. I appreciate every single retweet. Sharing it on your story. I appreciate it all, man. I love y'all to death. The grind continues. Like I said before, if you have any suggestions on how we can make the show better, any topics that you want to suggest going forward, hit me up on Facebook, hit me up on Instagram at Mind On Matters. And that's the show. I'll see y'all next week.